Hey guys, Happy Conscious Gal here. It's been about 9 days since my last vlog. You can probably see why looking around me. We're in the middle of packing up our whole apartment so that we can rent it out, so that we can move. We're moving in about 10 days up north to Byron Bay, which is this beautiful area in Australia full of beaches and bushland and jungle and nature and gorgeous cafes, and I'm so looking forward to going. It's freezing here. We are in Melbourne here and it is halfway through spring. It should be getting hot, but you can see I'm still wearing fleecy lined tracksuit. This is my kind of Beatles lookalike tracksuit. It's a little bit funky, but it's still a tracksuit. So that's how cold it is here. But when we get up to Byron, it's going to be beautiful and hot, and I'm going to go to the beach every day. So I just want to let you guys know in advance that if I ever do another before and after video of myself in bikini, I'm not going to be fluorescent white like in the last one. And I'm sorry if it did kind of like, you know, assault your eyes seeing me so fluorescent white that I almost bounced off the walls. When we get up to Byron, I will be going to the beach. My skin will slowly get a nice golden tan. I'm not really interested in fake tans and all that. I don't really care, but, you know, I think it will be pretty funny. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know that because I was pretty much marshmallowy in the video that I shot of my before and after video, and I had some funny comments about that, but that's okay. It's winter here, what can I say? It's been a long, hard winter. Anyway, how am I going? Well, in terms of my stats on phase 3, it's kind of been an interesting phase 3 for me because I honestly haven't thought about phase 3 at all. I just am so busy packing this house up, trying to find tenants, showing people around, trying to find a place to stay in Byron, getting our stuff packed. It's just been so stressful that I just haven't had a chance to even think about HCG or phase 3 or anything. So I'm just kind of snacking when I'm hungry, and that's it. Half the time I don't even have time to make meals. But that being said, I'm very easily sticking to low carb. I haven't once cheated. I've had no urge to cheat. And as I said in the last video, this is a really stressful time for me. And I think previously, you know, last year or the year before, if I was doing this packing stress, saying goodbye to all my possessions from many years, you know, going through boxes of old stuff from my childhood. I mean, there's a lot here that could be triggering emotional stuff for me, let alone just the speed at which I'm having to do it and how much pressure I'm under to find somewhere to rent and blah, blah, find a tenant. In the past, I think I would have turned to food for comfort and for distraction, but I haven't been. I'm really only eating when I'm hungry. If I need, you know, if I need some extra energy, I make a piece of chocolate delight or grab a few Mac nuts. But other than that, I've just been eating, you know, veggies, fruit, eggs, cottage cheese, this stuff called quark, which is a bit like the Greek yogurt you guys eat in America, very high protein. It's a European version of yogurt. And that's really all. Tiny bit of fruit. In the first week I ate a bit more fruit, but at the moment I realize I probably should cut back on the fruit. Stick to super, super low carb. I've been out for a few meals. We've had some goodbye lunches and dinners and stuff. Oh, and my cousin had a 40th birthday. That was a big banquet. I ate my own special food, but it was still, you know, restaurant food. And then on Monday night, we went out for my partner Alan's birthday to a beautiful place. It was a seafood restaurant, so that made it a bit easier for me. But still, you just don't know what they put in the food. There could be sugar in it. But I specifically asked for no sugar, but no damage on the scales the next day, so that was good. The most exciting thing about that dinner was I have a dress that I'd bought towards the start of my first round of HCG, and it was like my dream dress that I wanted to wear for my anniversary with Alan. And when it got to our anniversary, it still really didn't look good. I was still a bit too heavy at that stage, so I thought, right, I'll save it for his birthday. And so his birthday was on Monday, and I pulled that dress out, and now it does look good. So here's the pictures of the infamous birthday dress. You can't really tell from the pictures, but in actual fact, it only has one arm. It's off the shoulder. It's got a very big split up the leg. So I was very excited to finally be able to fit into it at the end of 2 rounds of HCG, and I felt nice and slinky. I got teased a lot by my father because I bought that dress for a sexy dress to wear with Alan. I wasn't planning to wear it in front of my family, but this was the only occasion, and we ended up doing a family birthday dinner. So I spent the whole night hearing my dad tease me, saying things like, "So where's the rest of the dress? Why didn't they sell you the rest of the dress? You know, how much did you pay for half a dress?" You know, it was pretty funny. He's a funny man. Anyway, so that was good. But yeah, other than the restaurant eating, I've really just eaten super, super strict. And even at the restaurants, I only ate low carb. So it's been very easy. It's just been happening in the background. Haven't been triggered by emotional eating, which is fantastic. I think the only impact that it's had on my body this period isn't to do with the food. The food's been easy. It's been my stress levels have been very high. I mean, I'm not a very stressful person, so my version of being stressed is probably different than other people's, but still, for me, I've been a bit stressed. And it's more, not so much the stress, it's more the fact that we've been just not getting very much sleep because, we seem to be packing till 2 or 3 in the morning every night and sitting around the computer writing ads to try and put the house up on Craigslist or whatever, different sites here in Australia. So I tend to be going to bed very late and getting up early with this kind of, I've got to get started, like I can't sleep in because there's so much to do. I wake up sort of really wired and wanting to get started. And normally I'm not like that. Normally, even if I go to bed late, I sleep in the next morning and I normally get, 8 or 9 hours sleep. So the moment I'm averaging about 6 hours sleep and I'm really feeling it. I started to feel I was getting a bit of a sore throat. That's gone away. But I could just tell my body's retaining water because my measurements are the same as when I was at my LAW. So I obviously haven't put on any fat. But I'm about 1 kilogram heavier on the scales than I was on my LAW. So that's about 2.2 pounds heavier. I've done a couple of kind of protein days. I've cut more carbs out to see if it would bring it back down, but it hasn't really made much difference. And I've sort of realized, I think it's just water retention. I think it's just from the lack of sleep and the stress. And my cortisol levels are probably really high. So it was going to be interesting to see when we get up to Byron and just can relax on the beach in our beautiful new house when everything's finished. What happens to my weight? Because as I said, my measurements haven't gone up. So I don't think I've actually put on fat. So I think the water retention will just dissolve. But you know what? It's fine. If I end up stabilising 1 kilo up from my LAW, that's fine. That's what happened in my first round. I'd like to stay at 60 kilos. So if I could be stabilised at 60.8 or 60.9, I'd be happy because 60 kilos was my vision board goal. But if I stabilise at 61, whatever. It's still ridiculously slim and miles thinner than I've ever been before in my life. So I'm going to show you what has been so stressful. I'll put on my glasses so I can see and don't fall over. But yes, you'll see it's boxes, 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 boxes. And now I'll show you something very funny that you'll all laugh at, which is in the other room, I'm putting all the stuff that we're going to take with us to Byron. You see a lot of clothes. It's pretty funny. Get ready. See all my million clothes and books and stuff and CDs that I'm going to take. Now, let's not tease me too much because it looks like a lot of clothes, but they're all very small piles with only 2 or 3 things in each pile. So I think it will probably come to about 2 suitcases. And I've decided to pack as if we're going to live up there and not packing as if it's a holiday. So I'm taking a lot of stuff. It's been a very interesting process going through my clothes to decide what to take because I'm obviously, 45 pounds lighter, 20 kilos lighter than when I last tried on these clothes. And obviously a lot of them haven't fitted. So the things that are fitting are all my stretchy clothes because they fit whatever size you are. Anything fitted like skirts, pants, jeans, obviously they're all huge. So I've put them all in a big bag to take to charity and I've bought a few new things, but not too many new things, but enough to keep me going in the beginning. I had a really fun experience last night. I'll just take these off. I had a really fun experience last night where I got a couple of my favorite girlfriends over who have similar coloring to me and they wear the same colors. We've all had our colors done, so they wear the same colors. One of them's about the size I was at the start of HCG. Actually, she's a bit larger than that. And one of my friends is someone who's always been very slim but has put a little bit of weight on lately because she's been ill, so she's closer to the size that I probably was halfway through my first round. Anyway, those two came around and went through all my bags and took lots and lots of my stuff, which is really nice for me because my heart wants to give these clothes to my friends because they're clothes that I've had for a long time that I really love. I don't want to give them to strangers if I can give them to my friends. If my friends don't want them, then I'm happy to give them to charity. But it's really nice to give them to my friends because then when I see them, I'll see them wearing my clothes and it's nice. And it was interesting because I sort of wondered beforehand, I'm so much slimmer than them now. Are they going to feel weird that my clothes are too big for me but fit them? And is their stuff going to come up? Because I've always been bigger than, at least one of them, I've always been much bigger than her and now she's bigger than me. So I thought she might have a reaction, but she didn't have a reaction. Neither of them had a reaction. They were both so excited to try on all my clothes. They all think they're gorgeous. And they were really just delighted with the whole thing and excited to take a whole bunch of them home. So it all went really well and it was nice. So that was good. And then on Sunday we're having a goodbye brunch with a whole bunch of my friends who I haven't seen for a while. Some I see often, some I haven't seen for ages. Some of them probably haven't seen me since the first round. Some of them might not have even seen me from before I started HCG, because there's a few people coming I haven't caught up with for about 6 months. So they're going to get a big shock. I have no idea what I'm going to wear yet, but we'll see. Whatever's not packed, I suppose, is what I'll wear. So it's a crazy week at the moment. And as I said, you know, I'm feeling good. I'm on top of the HCG stuff. I'm really not thinking about it. I'm just eating low carb. It's a no-brainer. I'm just packing. My weight's pretty stable, about 1 kilo above my LIW. I feel like I've been getting not enough sleep and I've been a bit too stressed. So cortisol levels probably a bit high. I'm probably retaining water. But other than that, it's all going well, given the amount of stress we're under, given that I could have resorted to emotional eating. I could have easily stacked on a lot of weight, and we've been having dinners out and restaurants. And I'm very, very happy with where I am. I'm astonished, actually, at where I am, that I'm still so light on the scales and that my measurements are exactly as they were at the end of my round. So all is well. I haven't had a chance to do any work on my HCG books, the ebooks. As I told you guys last time, I have finished the first one. It's done. I just need to find some time to make a book cover and figure out how to turn it into an ebook, and then it'll be available for you guys. I'm sure I'll find a way that you can read it on your Mac or on your PC or even on your iPhone or maybe Kindle or something. But I'll do all that as soon as we arrive in Byron. So it might be another couple of weeks, but just know that it is written. I think it's very, very good and very helpful. It's all about mindset, how to have a really successful mindset on HCG. I've also written about half of the book on emotions and a whole bunch of other stuff for the later books, which are more on, you know, how to manage the challenging situations that happen in phase 2 and phase 3, like when you're packing your house. So those books will probably come out maybe 3 or 4 weeks later than the first one. But anyway, it'll all get done very quickly because I've written a lot of it as soon as I get a little bit of time. But at the moment, I don't have any time. So anyway, I haven't had time to watch anyone's vlogs or anything, but I just want to say I'm really, really grateful for all the comments you've been leaving on my vlogs. I haven't even had time to reply to comments. You all know that I normally reply straight away, but I'm not even logging onto my computer at the moment. So please keep leaving me comments, because when I do get a chance, I read them and they make me feel so happy. And know when I get up to Byron and all this is behind me, I will sit down and I'll catch up on all my replies and I'll watch people's vlogs and I'll be much more in touch than I am now. But I really, really want to let you know that I appreciate your comments. I appreciate all your support on here and on MyFitnessPal and on Facebook. It just makes it so nice, especially when life is as stressful as it is right now, to know that you have friends around the world who are very supportive of you and going through the same thing as you. So it's wonderful. I love this community. I just feel so grateful to be a part of it. And I'll do another vlog probably before we leave, probably when the house is a little bit more finished, and I'll show you the before and after of the house, like I showed you the before and after of me. And it's funny because I lost all this weight and I've sort of slimmed down, and now my house is slimming down. I'm putting my house on HCG. Oh my God, I'm putting my house on HCG. Because basically it's losing all its abnormal fat at the moment. I'm going through it and I'm decluttering all stuff, and I'm asking, like, does this object serve me now, the person I am now? You know, because if it doesn't, I'm not keeping it. And it's kind of like this fat. Does this fat serve me any longer? No, it doesn't. So my house is going through HCG. My house is currently on phase 2 and I'm on phase 3. So when I see you next, my house may be on phase 3 as well. And we'll both be lean and happy and sleek. Anyway, until then, I hope you all have a beautiful week and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.